Got it. Alright, so I was looking around and found this random tackle store website online, and everything seems to be pretty cheap. And on top of that, they also do like monthly subscriptions, like mystery box kind of stuff. Like there's one that it's like $12 a month and you get 4 lures. There's another one called the $2 Lure Club. So every month you it's $2 and you get a random lure. Seems pretty cool. It's right up my alley. I'm Cheap Angler, cheap prices. It's called Outdoor Junction. Alright, so I have recently revamped my website. You can check it out right here. We got all the links across the top. On the far right here is coupon codes, affiliate links, coupon codes, stuff that I earn money on. One of the newest ones is Outdoor Junction. Outdoor Junction is a small, affordably priced fishing lure website. As you see here, they have small crankbaits. They have flies. You can sort by the size of the lure you're looking for. They have mystery fishing lure sets and monthly subscriptions. This one is $12 a month for 4 lures, but you can also change how many lures you want to get every month, or you can buy just the one, which is what I'm doing here. You can look around through there. Right here's blades, very cool looking blade baits. The $2 Lure Club, it's probably just one lure every month, but it is a monthly thing, or you can buy just one. Let's give that one a shot too. Shipping's only $4.75. And the package just got here. As you saw, I ordered the 4 lure monthly subscription thing for 1 month and the $2 Lure Club. So I don't know what I'm getting here. I was hoping they would be packaged by the subscription that I ordered, but they're all just kind of thrown in here randomly. So, the $2 Lure Fish Fam Club and the Mystery Fishing Lure Set. So, and then a handwritten note on top of that. With shipping, the total came out to like $18, which isn't terrible, but the lures I got are things I've seen before. And if you've followed my channel for a while, or you've seen Amazon reviews and stuff, these are low-end Chinese lures. As you see, this one here is, I'm assuming this is part of the $2 Lure Club, which hopefully if you're doing a monthly subscription, they don't just send you the same thing every month. The 4 lures I got was a topwater popper, which, you know, that could work. 2 jerkbaits. One's more of like a traditional thin jerkbait there. They probably float though. I don't think they'll be sinking. This one's a little bit heavier. It might sink. So another jerkbait. This one's a decent color. It's a white with the pink on the back. I kind of like that. That might be effective around here. This one's got like a perch stripe, but it's blue with some orange on the bottom. And then this one is a little crankbait that's black with gold stripes. Like I said, they are the Chinese lures that are unbranded. But, I mean, if it's something that you might not buy on your own normally, it might be worth checking out to get like a mystery box just to see what you get, if you like being surprised. I do know for a fact that these work. I'm going to be using this, and I've got a couple of videos coming up that I'm probably going to be using this one in, as long as I don't lose it. And don't know if I've ever used one of these before. I've used these before. These also work. So, yeah, it's a random website I found. They did give me an affiliate link, so if you want to check them out, make sure you use the code CheapAngler, all one word, and you'll get a discount off there, and I'll get a commission on it too. So, but yeah, let's get out on the water and see how these do. I know topwater might work right now. I know the fish are bedding down, but there's still some aggressive ones out there, so we'll see. I just got to think about where we're going to go. The fish around this town are kind of smaller than most places, so being that these are smaller lures, I think it'll work out. So let's get to it. I'll go with this blue one first. It's a little bit thicker, kind of jerkbait looking thing. Jerkbait, crankbait. Oh, it's got a decent movement. Seems to be a slow sinking, maybe a suspending. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Oh, got one. Not even the one I was trying to get, but got one on the jerk bait. Stop. Treble hooks, I really don't want you doing that. There we go. Little bass, but it's a bass. Right now, I'm going to go with, well, I'm setting up the top water, which I think is going to be the most difficult one, which honestly, this one's got some pretty nice hooks on it. The other ones have decent hooks, but they're all kind of the same generic ones. I've got that tied onto a one that's a much heavier rod, heavier line, and everything else will do pretty well on the ultralight here. So, oh, there is a bass right there. There we go. That was a decent sized bass. This thing sinks. The bass wasn't interested, but I almost immediately had a bunch of sunfish go after it. See what kind of movement this little tiny mini crankbait gets. Oh, dude, that is great. Great movement on this one. So the little crankbait gets excellent movement. Shakes, kind of like a little wake bait. It doesn't really dive, but it sinks, but it doesn't dive. Oh, I got one on the drop. It's a bass too. On the little mini crankbait. There you go. I was not actually expecting a bass on this thing. I was expecting just a bunch of green sunfish. There we go. Little guy, but it's a bass. So this little mini crankbait, obviously it works, but it doesn't work quite like a crankbait. Instead of crankbaits work by either floating or suspending, and then they dive when you crank them. This one works more like a wake bait, where it doesn't dive. It just, the bill just makes it move back and forth, or side to side. Gives it a nice erratic movement. But it sinks, so it doesn't really have to dive, but when you retrieve it, it kind of raises it back up and it rises to the surface. Next up is going to be this black and gold one. I think this will work pretty well. I don't know if it sinks or floats. Everything else so far is sank, except for the top water. I've caught stuff on the bigger version of basically this. It was longer, it was blue. I caught on that one, and I've caught on the mini crankbait. Now it's time to catch one on this one. So this one basically works like a square bill. It doesn't dive very deep, but it's got a decent movement, and I think it'll catch something. Maybe not today. I don't think it's the right time of year for this particular type of bait. Oh, I got one there. As soon as I started moving it, it's gonna be a sunfish now. But I'm gonna count it. He must have hit it at the surface without making a splash.
though. Green sunfish. Moving on to the most traditional out of all of these is the jerkbait. Now, ideally, jerkbaits will suspend or slow sink. I have no idea what this one's going to do. The one jerkbait, crankbait thing, the blue one suspended. The mini crankbait sank. The black one floated and dove down to about, most of the time it was only diving to about a foot, but so I could get it to about 2.5 to 3 feet in some instances. So now we're going to see what this pink one can do. Well, it's mostly white, a little bit of orange spot on the front and a pink back. I'm not sure about pink colors. I don't know what that's supposed to represent, but the rest of it does look like some kind of a bait fish. Now let's see if it sinks, floats, or suspends. Oh, it sinks, and as it was sinking, it got attacked by a fish. But being that it sinks, I think I can do pretty well with this. It's a nice, perfect size. It's a very slow sinking. Well, not very slow, but it's a slower sinking than like the mini crankbait. But sinking for a jerkbait is better than floating. Although some of them are designed to float. It's got some, you know what? It's got some okay, decent jerkbait movement. And when you pause it, it kind of suspends and then for a few seconds before it starts to sink. So that's pretty cool. Surprisingly decent movement. I know this will work. I like the jerkbait. Jerkbait's probably my favorite so far, even though I think the most effective or most efficient would be the mini crankbait. Just spotted a pretty decent sized bass, but he spotted me too. Oh, he bit it again. I'm getting closer and closer. It's probably a 2-pounder. Got it. Don't break off. Let's go. That's bigger than I thought he was. Oh, stop. Hey. There we go. That's a big spotted bass. Not even a largemouth. Well, maybe it is a largemouth, but no, that's a spotted bass. Sandpaper tongue. That's a solid. That might be the biggest spotted bass I've ever caught. And it was on this jerkbait from some random website I found called Outdoor Junction. Let's see, let's get a weight on this guy. Just I mean, he's probably going to be about 2.5 maybe. Look at that, exactly 2.5, 2.55, and you got to take out a little bit for the lip grips there, but 2.5 pounds for a spotted bass. I mean, of course they do get bigger than that, but that's a solid bass. It's well worth all the time I just put in trying to get him to bite. And with that, I've got one more bait to catch something on, and that would be the top water here. It's kind of beat up already. I guess I've been smacking it against stuff. I do like how the one that I said was going to be my favorite is the one that actually caught the biggest fish out there of this video so far. Who knows what this top water is going to do? Probably nothing. Trying to throw that top water for a minute, but nothing was really interested, so now I'm going to throw the jerkbait here again. And that sucked. Oh, come on. That's not coming off. Damn it. There's a rope hanging from the tree. I can't get this one back. And there it goes. That was so annoying. Top water is not gonna work. Not for this fish anyway. Just because I don't think I'm gonna catch anything on the top water. Let me throw something else just for the heck of it. Got a biospawn plasma tail. Got him. Oh, get up here. Oh, did that snap? Yep. Got lucky there. That one snapped off. Alright, there we go. Solid fish. Let me get this hook out of it. Find my pliers. There we go. Right back where it was too. That was weird. That was a weird break. Alright, so there you have it. I caught something on 4 out of the 5 baits, and I lost the jerk bait stuck hanging in a tree. They all work. A lot of people don't like them because they're cheap Chinese lures and they refuse to spend money on them, but they work. They're effective. Especially that jerk bait. I think I could have done a lot better on that jerk bait and that little mini crankbait. But all of them are solid lures. And since I've used those in the past, I probably have some more. I'm going to go ahead and give them away. If you go to my website, linked in the description down there, the menu across the top, it's either a drop-down menu if you're on mobile or if you're on desktop, it'll have everything. Look for the link that says giveaways, and there's an entry form on there. Just fill that out, and I'm going to pick a winner probably sometime in April, and I'll mail it out to them. So make sure you put your full name, your full address, and United States only. So, yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Just me and my line. Got a rusty old hook and a can full of time. Dollar store lures and some worms on the side. Fishing on a dime with that cheap angler pride.